Rick Ackerman, editor and publisher of Rick's Picks. I do these presentations on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but this will be the last for a while because of the holidays. We're looking at gold today, and I want to show you that at a theoretical level, the February COMEX contract has tripped a theoretical buy signal, and you can see the actual signal where the bar thrust up to, it turns out 1491.60, 3 ticks above that green line. So that activated the pattern that you see here, which projects to a rally target of 1605.90. It's quite a long ways to go, and I wouldn't call it an odds-on bet at this point. In fact, I'm only in the trade with a tracking position that is helpful to subscribers, but there's not much enthusiasm. Even so, when we get a theoretical buy signal like we have here, it's possible to find another way in that doesn't risk quite as much. This is what I call a conventional entry, and the way you use it is to simply get long when it hits that green line, as it did last week, and you put a stop loss below this low right here in an A, B, C pattern. But that method of getting in has a way of stopping us out, mainly because the green line at a psychological level is where everybody wants to get in. They missed the big rally, they waited for a correction, and they're looking for a little bit of liftoff to make the assumption that this thing is going to replicate that initial A-B leg. So that's why the green line's a bad place to get in. But just the same, as I mentioned, we can use the entry signal in different ways. One way that we do it at Rick's Picks is to drop down to a lesser chart and do what we call a reverse ABC buy. And I'm not going to go into the specific details of it. It is proprietary, but we're looking for ABC patterns like the one I showed you, except where point C is lower than point A. So in that, one example would be to draw our A, B, C right here, and it gave us an entry signal yesterday at 1475.40. This was not for big money. You would have made, if you got out at the target, about $100, $110 per contract. But the purpose of this specific tactic is to establish a position with relatively little risk. So you take some profits at very short intervals there, and you wind up with 1 or 2 contracts to swing for the fences, which in this case would be that target that I showed you initially up above 1600. So these tactics and others are readily on view at Rick's Picks, specifically in the chat room and in some of the timely trading touts that I put out each day. If you are interested in learning more about the hidden pivot method that I use to trade and forecast, I would suggest that you go to rickackerman.com and just hit the free trial button up top, and you'll have a 2-week subscription, access to all areas of paid subscribership. Be sure to head for the chat room. It's a great place, one of the few places where everybody speaks the same language. We all use the hidden pivot method, and there's some great experts who are very helpful bunch as well. They're commonly very tradable ideas in real time get shared routinely in the room, and it's just a great place to hang out if you want to get the lay of the land for trading purposes, or you just want to spectate. So again, that's rickackerman.com, and just click the free trial button up at the top and you'll be instantly aboard. Again, let me mention this will be the last of these presentations for a while, and if I don't weigh in for a brief moment next week, let me wish you all a very happy holiday and a joyous new year.